Hello, don't know if anyone's here. Hi Anna, hey! Right. Hi Anna, hey! I might have to turn my phone off because it's going to be pinging all the time. I might have to turn my phone off. Let me just post a link into the Facebook group. Post a link into the Facebook group. Just post that. Hey Ratmal and Thomas, Retro Robbins, yeah, no, I'm late and just setting it up. I had to get the stream key off YouTube and just all the rest set up. I had to get the stream key off YouTube and just all the rest set up. Cheers, Dimardex, Andrew Fox, good afternoon. Right, I shall put a link to. Right, actually, I shall put that link in the comments for the downloads that we will be using. For the downloads that we will be using. Right. Hey Matt, I've just posted a link to your Odin assembler. Thanks very much for getting it sorted. Hey Matt, I've just posted a link to your Adrian Odin assembler. Thanks very much for getting it sorted. Hey Matt. Yeah, cheers Zeb. Thanks. Yeah. Cheers, Zeb. Thanks. I don't know what choice words I'll be saying that'll be blocked in your country, but who knows? It is live. I don't know what choice words I'll be saying that'll be blocked in your country, but who knows? It is live. And if anything could go wrong, it possibly will. Right. I don't know whether to wait a bit longer for more people to join, or because it's still only early yet. A bit echoey. I've got people to join, or it's still only early yet. Is that better? Is that less echoey? Because it might have been picking up the audio from the live stream where I'm watching the replay, so I can see the chat. Yep, cool. Right. Is the hum that you can probably hear is the fans on this laptop? Is it too loud, or am I too quiet? Probably me being quiet. Yeah, good. Glad the echo's gone. So it was the audio in the background. That's one less thing to worry about. Right, move the mic closer. There you go. How's that? Is that any better? Yeah, I've got like a fan, like laptop rest underneath the laptop, so I've got like 3 fans in the laptop rest, and I think there's 2 fans in the laptop. Yeah, I'm using a headset mic. This one. You can probably hear. Peter's perfect. How's that? Is that okay? I'm on the 50-inch telly. Way to go, Anna. Good. Glad it's all loud and clear. Oh, you can't hear any difference. Ah, maybe it's grabbing it from the laptop mic itself and not this mic. Who knows? Can you hear that? I just tapped the laptop case. Cheers, Mike. Right, okay. Good afternoon, Slovakia. Stay tuned, Brenner. Thanks for joining us all the way from Slovakia. No, I'm just having a little drink just without getting my mic in it. Evening, Space Cadets, Rob. Hello, Gamer Eyes. Right, anyway, I don't know if you can all see in the comments, I've put links to HDF GUI and C-Spect. Tea, Anna, tea! That's a great show, love that. Where's Dave? How do, Mike? Right, I don't know if you can see my Explorer window. Let me just get that set up. Add another one. Browser. That's, I imagine that's only going to be, no, I don't need that, cancel that and get rid of that. Well, there's the first thing that's gone wrong. Just needs to be a window. Window capture. Hey. Right, now. I've lost me, hold on. Put Chrome down the bottom so that it's... I need to put Chrome further up. Or hide. Yeah, promotion for now. Right, so let me get the right, so down here, can you see this? I'm guessing you can. Yeah. Right. HDF GUI. Can you see the links, Graham? Yeah, you can see in the browser. Oh, it's going to be dangerous. Right. it's cropped. Ah. I wonder if that is, yeah, that'll be because of the size of the screen that I've got it on. Again, let me just sort that out if I can. Properties. Can I get it to change the screen size? Fit to screen, there we go. Is that better? Yes, you can see that now. Right, so you should be able to see this scroll up eventually. Yay! Right, so if you download this HDF GUI, you'll probably get the security warning. Keep that. Keep. Right. Tutorials. I'll create a new folder. HDF GUI. Right. So you download it and copy it to you, or move it to a folder that you want it, where you want it to be. I shall rename it because I've already, not that it matters. Hey Chris. Cheers, Dunk. Yeah, multiple baggers. Baggers in stereo. Although that was before when it was getting feedback. Right, so open the zip, copy the file, the folder, and drop it back in, or paste it back into the folder that you want it in. I don't know if you know the shortcut keys. I'm assuming you all do, or at least I'm hoping you all do. Hi Didier, no worries, glad to be doing it live. I've not talked about my bits yet. My bits are coming up soon. And just to remind you, I've set the settings to age limit of 18 plus, just as A, we're all older than 18 anyway, and B, I might slip up because, you know, things don't always go as planned. Right. I meant copy and paste on the actual top chat. Oh, you want me to copy the links in this chat? Like that. Is that what you meant? Screen out isn't quite right. We can see a browser, but also the YouTube streaming window. Yeah, that's because I was just showing these links here, so you could, so I could tell you where to grab them. I'll be turning YouTube off, and I'll be turning the thingy window off in a sec. Can't see the links window. Yeah, you can't see it now. Okay. I've copied it in the chat window anyway. Right, so if you download the HDF GUI latest zip, put it in the folder, go into the zip, copy the HDF GUI folder and paste it there. I use shortcut keys because I like my keyboard. Control C and Control V is copy and paste, as a lot of you should already know. Don't appear for anyone else. Right, okay. Cheers, Matt. Then everything, as it's all new to me anyway, so let's see how this goes. Right, so if I should be able to now turn that off so you don't see my Chrome, because you have the link. We can then put that window back up. And you don't see my folder. Right. That's what it was, wasn't it? You don't see my folder. Let me get another window, see if I can find Explorer window, window capture. There we go. Can you see that? Yep. Right. Again, let me put Explorer window there. So I'm at the top. Right, so you can see there's the HDF latest GUI, HDF GUI latest zip. I went into that, copied it, and then pasted. If I delete that again, so go in, copy, come out, and paste, and then we have HDF GUI. Are you all up to there? Blue 552, you're more than welcome to go to Mario Maker, but this is for Spectrum programming, which I don't think you can do on Mario Maker. Right, so you've got HDF GUI. If we run that, you'll probably get the Windows Protect Your PC, and then Fi. And it might be better for me to show this actual script display, mightn't it? Assuming it lets me. Display capture. No, it's not showing the display. Oh, it's not very good. Anyway, you'll have to click the run anyway, and it should open up HDFM GUI. Let me just add that one. HDFM GUI 1.2. Yep, there we go. And you can see that. So I think if we do launch CSpect, it'll say cannot find CSpect, do you want to download it? Just click yes. Oh, we've got lots of lag on the did it crash? Bugger. Well, there's the first one. Actually no, I think it closes so I can install it, I think. Copy them and paste in there. Right, so I've it downloaded CSpect, which is this one here. Then I went inside it, copied everything and dragged it out. We don't need all of that for the moment, but we will at some point, I suppose. Right, so try launch again and it'll say can't find HDF Monkey, download that. So we download that and it says cannot find an image file, do you want to download that one? So click on the 2 gig one because we don't need a big one. As they say, it's not the size, it's what you do with it. I need a 2 gig one for now. If you already have it downloaded, then you don't need to. It's just to get other people up and ready. It probably is an old version of CSpect. In fact, it will be an old version of CSpect. It would be better to grab the latest version. Mike, can you do the honours and send me a link? Actually, I'll be able to do it myself. I will have it somewhere. Right. In the link. Put there, and if I add another currently latest yeah, I think it does. I don't know for sure, but I think it does. Grab the latest version of CSpect. Oh shit, I didn't mean to discard. Keep. Right. Copy the contents and put them in the HDF GUI folder. Yeah, just overwritten what I installed already. So then we should be able to. I don't know if you need the ROMs. Does Mike? Do you know if the CSpect has the ROMs, the EN Next ZX ROM and EN Next MMC.ROM? If not, we'll have to get them somewhere. Right, anyway, go back to the GUI and hang on, I need to point to the CSpect image. So select image and point it to our 2 gig image and then click launch CSpect, and it should, fingers crossed, get a hang on, let me enable CSpect. Yeah, it's there, and just close the GUI down. Yeah. Let me see where you're up to. You guys all got it? Yeah, the download percentage goes a bit crazy for some reason. Yeah, it just be a case of changing the settings. You can do a different launch on it, but for now we can go with that. Why has that not got rid of the window? As it's kept it, hasn't it? Just make it read out. Right. You should have that. Do you have that on your screens? Can I up the bit rate? I'll have to look into that at another time. I don't know how to up the bit rate because it's saying it's a bit low. They come with C-Spect. Okay, right, cool. People have got C-Spect working on their machines. If you download it and then copy into the folder that you put the HDF GUI into, and if you put it all in there, it makes it easier for. I don't know if HDF GUI finds it or not, but if we put it in there, it's easier. It works. Hey guys. Okay, so it's afterwards. Woohoo, works, Dean. Well done. Right, and we've even got the thingy screen on it. Right, so if you press space, you should have the browser and the command line, or the menu. Try doubling. Yeah. Right. So you should all be, or whoever's following, should now have the Next Basic and a cursor. If we do 10, we're going to do a bit of basic for now. Actually, no. What we'll do now is have a look at my bits, as they say. Can't find the bloody mouse, which screen am I on? It's because of C-Spect, isn't it? Right, let me get ProMotion up and get ProMotion up on for you guys. Right, I've jumped ahead. That's jumped ahead there. Let me just close them down. Right, load bits. Right, so I thought we'd go back to basics and learning a bit about numbers. Oh, bloody, my face is in the way now. Right, let me just squeeze me down a bit and put me over here. No, actually, I can put me up here, can't I? There we go. Not that you want to see my face, but there we go. Right. How many of you... oh shit, right. How many of you know bits already? I can see that flagging a bit. Right, so are we ready? Right, now all computers use bytes for storing Yeah, bytes, bits and nibbles. Yeah, I use NIBBLES as well. Some people use NYBBLES as in BYTES as in bytes and nibbles, but I use nibbles, NIBBLES. Right, now can you see the cursor on C-Spec? I've got to wait a while, haven't I, for the display to catch up. Come on, show me you're here. Yeah, there we go. Right, so a byte is made up of 8 bits, 0 to 7, stored this way because it's just stored this way. Starts at 0 and then works its way up. And now a bit is either a 1 or a 0, or on or off. It's that 1. Help if I could draw. No, I can't draw, so actually what might be better is set the grid size to 8x8, and then we can put in 1s and 0s. Right, now that is binary 11000011. Now that is 1 byte, and to get the value of it, you basically add the numbers that are down below, and each number is double the previous number. So you got 1 here and then 2 and 4. So we got, for this particular one, we've got, actually if I do 1 and 2, and if I don't smudge it, it would be better. We've got 1 to 8 plus 64 is 192, and then plus 2 is 194, plus 1 is 195. So it's 195 is our value for this. Right, so if we go back to C-Spec, if I can find the window. Right, if we poke 16384, comma, which is Control N for comma, 195, and then do colon, pause 0, you should get 2 pixels, 4 pixels of blank, and then 2 pixels set again. Hey Alan. Yeah, no, but you can't see what I've typed. C-Spec was in, promotion was in the way. Right, hang on, let me do that again then. Where are we? C-Spec keeps pinching me mouse. Right, let me just put C-Spec back front. It saves closing the windows, just closing the app and then loading it up again. If only it would have shared the screen, it would have been so much easier. Right, I'll try and get it sharing the screen for the next one. Right, so in next basic we do poke 16384, comma, which is Control N, and then 195, and then colon, which is Control Z or symbol Shift Z if you're using the next, and then pause 0. You will get the 2 pixels, which is the 1s, and then 4 zeros, which is 4 blank pixels, which is the 0s, and then another 2 pixels. Right, we could do poke 16384, comma 170, colon pause 0. That should give us every other pixel set on that particular byte. Right, let me see, have a look at the comments. I think I need another screen, you know, to be honest, so I can have the chat set up. Did you see C-Spec? Colon is Control Z or symbol Shift Z. Don't you need to pause 0? Oh yeah, because that's the OK until you press it. OK. Right, OK, I don't need to pause 0. Thank you, Matt. Graham, how did you get one dot above? Oh yeah, Control, yeah, one dot above the other. Control Z or symbol Shift. Symbol Shift Z. Yeah. Funny you should say that. When my nephew's grown up and he was looking through a Beatles book and he saw Ringo, he said, "Oh, it's Uncle Jim." So yeah, it's been said before that I look like Ringo Starr, and I'm glad it's a compliment. Thank you. Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into the station, although that's probably copyrighted, so cut that out. Right, anyway, so now say we want to do a little image. Right, we want to do a little circle. Let's get the graphic screen up again. High quality professionalism this going on here. There we go. Right, let's just make up a little graphic image so we can get some values in. Right, say we want to make a little image to get on the screen, and then we want two eyes and a smiley face because we're all happy. Yes, there we go. Right, now what we need to do is to convert these numbers to values, and what would be best to do is to show you hex, because although we've got the binary, which is how we get these, we also use hex for it's a lot easier when getting values because there's less numbers to convert anyway. As you can see over on the right hand side here, let me just make sure you can see what I can see, because I can't see what you can see or what you're typing. Yeah. Yeah, probably will, Graham. Good luck. Yeah, don't come easy. Right. Yeah, it's not an easy thing doing it live, especially when you're trying to draw on a screen with a mouse. Right, and you're not an artist anyway. Simon Butler is probably going mentally, why don't you do this? But I've basically pre-grabbed some stuff so that I can grab it and position it when I'm working these values out. Right. Anyway, a nibble or a hex digit. A hex digit is 0 to 15. And it consists of 0 to 9, like normal digits, but then instead of 10, it goes A, B, C, D, E, and F. So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and F is 15. Thanks so far, Dunk. We'll see how it goes by the end of it. Why are you glad this isn't a Zoom call, Adrian? All the people in the audience. Right. Yeah, it is a great community. So, and I mean, not only is it a great community, you did the second Kickstarter just totally blew our minds. It was amazing. One hell of a month. Yeah, you definitely get nothing done. But anyway, right, so nibbles and hex, right. So hex digits go from 0 to F, and a byte is made up of two hex digits. So we have the top, the high nibble, and the low nibble. Right, and so you've got. So if you had all of these set, it would be 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 4, which is 7, plus 8, which is 15, which is F. And again, this would be 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. So like all of them set would be FF. No, put them close together. FF. Right, so this would be, actually if I change this, I know these are the pixels, but if we change this to 1, 2, 4 and 8, then we can do the hex. Then it'll be a lot easier for you to calculate it. This is totally on rehearsed, by the way, as you can probably tell. Right, so we have the 1, 2, 4, 8, 8, 4, 2, 1 and 8, 4, 2, 1. So this will be 3 C. Right? Who's going to be the first one to tell me the next line for line 1? What is the value of that in hex? So it'd be 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Who's going to be the first to post the answer? 42. Well done. Well done, Dunk. The meaning of life. See what I did there? That's bloody clever. That was definitely not rehearsed. That was just spur of the moment. Right. Flash's age. He wishes. Right. And the next one. Who can tell me the next one? Right. You want me to explain? Did I not explain the 3C? 3C is a 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 in hex is C, because A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, and that's why 3C. Yep. In hex. Yeah. Well done, Matt. He might not like you for saying that, but we'll go with that. Right. So, who can tell me line 2, A5, correct? So, who was first? John Blythe for that one. Well done, being hot off the mark. It is, in fact, A5. Right, let me get an A5. A5, there we go, A5. Then we have the next line. Who's first on the next line? Nice and easy one. Okay, do the catch up, Dave. Sorry, I had to go to the mother-in-law's. Hope she's okay. $81, correct. Gamer Eyes, well done for being hot off the mark. Right, 81. And who's going to do the next one first? Oh, it looks like I won. Yes! She's dinner was awful, but don't tell. I won't tell her. Dinner was awful now. I won't tell her that now. Although she probably won't watch this, so I'll be safe. A5, correct, Gamer Eyes and Stuart Guest. Right, the next one. Anyone tell me the next one? Nice easy one. I win again. Go me. Come on, you slacking guys. Gamer Eyes was right. Thomas Leodro, it was 9-9. There's a 1, and I think he might have saw that one, gone there and then gone up a line maybe. Adrian Sinclair, well done. On the ball. Big points to Adrian. And I imagine you can guess the last one. 3C. He's jumped ahead. But that's what we want. Because the thing is, although I'm helping teach at the moment, the best way to do it is to do how I learned and how a lot of people back in the day learned, is to play with what you know and change it and go ahead and play around with it and see how far you can get and how much you understand. Like, he knew that he could calculate the next one, and he went ahead and did it. So he has already got a grasp of binary, hex and pixels and bits. I had to get one in it, of course. Right, so now we have, hang on, let me save this image so we have it for later. Save image, bit set. Right, now thank you, John. I'm glad it's working in a way that you can understand, because a lot of people don't, and they find it like alien writing, but it works really well with, especially with computers. Hex is like, it was almost like, well, I guess it was made for computers, because it works really well. And as we go through this, and you've now got a byte of hex, so you've got the two hex digits to make a complete byte. Now we're gonna pause this and go to our other screen, because we need to do I need to wait for the update. Come on, live, catch up. Here we go. Right, now the Spectrum thank you, Anna. Have you followed it as well, Anna? Have you understood hex and binary and so far? Hey Matt, no worries. I'm glad you've caught up. Good, glad he's helping. Hi Dave. Missing you both. Right, now the next bit is where it gets interesting, is because with computers, like, all memory is a byte long. You can access it in words and longs on computers and stuff, but in general every address is a byte, and that byte is 2 nibbles or 2 hex digits. and so it can be from 0 to 255 or FF in hex. His age is he's 170 then. Nice. If only we could get to that age. Right, sorry Dave, you've missed it. Basically we've been talking about bits and nibbles and hex and binary. If you know that already, then that's great and we can carry on. If not, you're going to have to sort of, I don't know, either not watch the rest of it and carry on, or you can watch and sort of maybe follow, hopefully, if I describe it clear enough. Anyway, right, moving on. AOS 10, yes. That's excellent, Andrew. Glad you got it. Tim, you don't have to slow the others down for me. I'll catch. Okay, no worries, Dave. So anyway, we have. Bloody hell, it's 5-3 already. So yeah, it's probably best not to slow down, Dave. Right, Peter. Programming Specky when you were younger. Hopefully I will help bring that memory back to you and gain a lot more with these tutorials. Yeah, it certainly does, Matt. I've enjoyed it so far. It's been really good. I hope everyone else is too. Right, now what you can see here is a list of decimal or normal values down the left hand side, and then we have hex values there in the middle, and then more hex values on the right. I will explain what these are in a minute, and then another 8 hex values on the right hand side. Now, a lot of you should already know this, but a lot of you won't know this, right? And a lot of what I'm going to say now, though, I hope. Tim, you missed it. Yes, they all seem to be enjoying it, thankfully, which is a huge relief, because I was bricking it at first. I was thinking, oh my god, I hope it goes okay. It's like, normally when I've done chats at shows and things, like, all the technical stuff has been sorted by the hosts and things, so now it's all been sorted by me. It's thankfully not gone all tits up, but I've been okay. I had to sort a couple of niggles, but we're getting there. Anyway, good to see you, Tim. Glad you could join us. Yeah, you can get your head around it later. Well, that's why I'm trying to explain things as well while I go, so that when you do it later, have a play with it, change the graphics, like we've got a smiley face that we're going to be drawing in a bit. I want you to do your own graphic, your own little 8x8, do something else, do a little character or anything, a little invader, anything you want, just to get used to like working with the numbers and the binary and the hex, so that you know it for when we go further. Actually, rather than doing this screen first, I need to do another one. We need to do the words, because we've got the byte. Just zoom this in a bit. Right, we have a byte, and we're going to be addressing a 16-bit address, which is a word. As you can see in the window, hang on, I'm going to need to move my face yet again, because capture device. Let's move you down here. There we go. I shall be in the middle. Right. Good. Glad everyone's enjoying it. It certainly is character building. Yeah, once you get into the, once you're used to the fact that you're actually talking to like a shitload of people, and then yeah, it's my main worry is trying not to miss any of the comments, because a lot of people have messaged, because I don't want to miss anything in case something's important or someone's saying hi and I want to say hi back, and so I need to be able to see that, but I want to try and get as much across as I can in the video. I'm assuming this is probably going to take about 4 hours, no doubt, or at least a couple of hours, because we're getting close. Ready? Yes, memory, an address in a memory location. That's what we're working on now. Right, so we've already done hang on. We've already done 8 bits and a byte in here. Come on, catch up. Yeah, we've already done 8 bits and a byte here, right? And then the next, because the address is 16 bits, it carries on from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And so again, it would be the nibbles. So like the highest byte in memory is, grid on, is FF. So it's pain that the screen, the box size or the grid size keeps changing to 8 by 8. Yeah, 16 by 16 when you start again. Right. So we go FF and F. I've missed out. Put it roughly in the middle of both. Yeah, right. Yeah, so naught is 0, 0, 0, 0, and 3FFF is 0 to 3FFF is the first 16k of RAM in the Speccy. Then 4000 to 7FFF is the next 16k of RAM from 16384 to 32767, as you can see here. Then 8000 is 32768 to BFFF there, and then I've missed the number, the values for these digits. I will need to go over them. Right, so we've got I don't know where I can fit these in now. Right. I'll put them here for now to start with. 256. Then we have 5 on 2. Then 1 0 2 4. Then 2, as you can see, these numbers are doubling up each time. 4 8. Right, you still with me? So this is bit 8 is 256, bit 9 is 512. You still following? My face is covering. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, okay, let me sort my face out. Where can I go? You don't need to see me anyway, do you? Right, so can you all see that now? Sorry, Lottie. Right, can everyone see that? And was everyone still following? Bit 10 is 1024, bit 11 is 2048. Yeah. Right, let me just get rid of that and put that down there so we can make some more room. Right, now, who's going to tell me the next number? $4096, Matthew Beeman, well done. Didn't mean to do. And 6. Andrew Fox, well done. Keep them coming, guys. That's 13. And 15. Correct. Andrew Fox again. You're on the ball today. This is where it gets awkward. And put 15 up here, and Adrian Sinclair, well done. 3, 2, 7, 6, 8. Right, now, so normally we work with numbers like these 3, 2, 7, 6, 8, 1, 6, 3, 8, 4, because they're decimal, they're normal decimal numbers. Right, but using them as addresses when you're trying to work out, like say we had address of let me get some numbers in here. Right, who can tell me that address in decimal and how long? Well, let's see how long it takes. First one to give me that address in decimal. Right, at the top we've got the let me put zeros in as well. We want this address in decimal. Right, without using a calculator or anything, I've only got 4 bits set. Can you see that? The address is 0100 0111 and then 0000 0000. No, not 41. It's, I don't want the hex. I want, it's, yeah. No, it's Graham, you've missed out. The 8192 is bit 14, which is 16384. Sorry, Lottie. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the FFs, that ignored them. They were saying that that's what you'd get if they were all set to 1. Right, but at the moment we have Right. Anyway, as proven by this so far, yes, the hex byte bit is correct in hex value. I don't know what the value is myself. I haven't added it up. I just wanted to show you how long it takes for people to add it up. Whereas if we use hex, although bytebit has just done it, right? Well, I'll do another one. Let me just wipe this slate clean, and I'll do another one. Missed there. Let's get the zeros in. Right, I'm going to do another one now. Now I want you to give me this as hex. What is that as hex? Yeah, no, you can use hex in BASIC, which is great. 9B, correct, Graham Payment. And you'll notice that calculating that address or that value was a lot quick. No, it's a 8-bit 8 is a 1. So it's a B, not an A, John. Byte bit, it's not a 9C, sorry. 9C would be 1001 and then 1100 for 9C. Yep. But as you can see, it's a lot easier to calculate this as hex without using a calculator and doing it really quick. So that would be 9B00. Yeah, I should have probably made it darker, but then you wouldn't see it on the black. I'll note that for next time. Maybe I should put a darker colour. There we go. Is that easier to see? Yeah, cool. Right, so as you can see, using hex is a lot easier when converting from binary than using decimal. See, are you doing Spanish, Lottie? And the best thing about using hex and binary is you'll see in the next, let me just save this image. Right, words set dot bump. Right, now that we've done that one, we can go we've got our we know words and things. So if we go to screen now, you'll see some no more decimal for you. Yeah, don't blame it. It's a lot easier using hex, as you'll see. Right, these line can you see? Yeah, these lines, the top line and every 8 pixels down, because this screen is 256 by 192, right, this image, which is similar, exactly the same as the Speccy screen layout, resolution wise. So, and I know you've all seen a specky screen load. It loads in thirds. So you've got this third, then you've got this third, then you've got this third. Right, now if you swap back to CSpect and wake it up, right, let me just get you back on CSpect. Hold on. CSpect above. Right. Now, what I want you guys to do. Oh no, Matt. Sorry to hear that. I don't know. I hope it wasn't me. I don't think it was, because I don't think it would have been anything to do with a live stream. Good luck getting it fixed, Matt. Sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, good luck catching the next session, or catching up for the next session. Yeah, watch the replay of this video when you're able to. Right, let me just take the cursor off the screen with promotion. Right, back in basic. You can't see. Right, hang on. No, let me go back. Actually, let me go back to promotion for a while, just for a second. Anyway, I want you to pick what. I want you to pick one of these numbers, because it's going to accept the bottom two, because that's where the OK goes. I want you to pick one of these top 22 numbers and remember it, because you're not going to see it on the screen for a bit. Right, let me know when you have your number remembered. I'm going to pick 18432, which is the first line, of the second third, which is that one, 18432. Right, okay, now let's go back to CSpect. CSpect up there. And then I'll type in poke 18432, 255, and we should get a line in the 8th character down of 8 pixels, because it's 255. Now if we wanted to do the, if we change the border to 2, we get a red border. Right, if I do change the bloody border. Right, poke 18432, 128, which would be the left pixel, and there we go, red border, and left pixel is set. And then we can move over a pixel, 18432, 64, and that'll be a pixel over. And you can probably see it, or you can't, because the cursor doesn't go out, gets taken over by CSpect. Thanks, Mike. Only joking. So, right, so if you've, let me see what you guys are saying. So, have you got that? Have you all picked your line? Have you? The world is full of sharp clicks. Right, you've picked your line and put your byte on it, or poked it. Right, now, yep, got it. Okay, Cool. I don't know how to turn it off using the thingy. Is there a shortcut, Mike Daly? Are you on here? Is there a shortcut key to turn the scan lines off? Specky bingo. Right. Now, we're going to do poke 16384, comma, and then it was percent, which is simple shift 4, I think. Why does that not come up? Shift. Shift 5 and shift 4, yeah. I was doing symbol shift, that's why it wasn't coming up, which is the control. But if you press shift 5 and shift 4, you get the hash string, and then we can do our C3. Right, so if we run that, we get, right, but it wasn't C3 that our start line was it? Or was it? It was 3C, wasn't it? Right, so we do that, and then 20 poke. In fact, we can it'll probably be easier if I show you the hex address. Right, so poke hash string 4000. Right, yeah, great. There we go. So, Control F1 turns off scan lines. There we go. That's better. Thank you, Sun Team. Right, now, because of the way the Spectrum screen is laid out, right, 4000 is the top line, right? And to get a character down, it's 402. You add 32 because there's 32 characters, or 32 bytes on the screen. And then, in fact, right, what we'll do is we'll do 20 for n equals 16384 to 22528 527 colon poke n comma 255 colon next n. Right, run, and that'll show you how the screen is laid out in memory on the Spectrum. And all that's doing is going through, poking a byte. And on PC get a speaker keyboard. The shortcuts. Right. So, and then you're on the second third now, and then the bottom third. Right. And that stopped at the end of the attributes, and I remembered that number, thankfully, off the top of my head without it going past the attributes. Right, anyway, so it goes across in 32 bytes, and then it goes down 8 pixels and goes across 32 bytes, and it does that 7 times to make 8 rows of 32 bytes, and then it goes up to the second scan line, which by then it's gone 256 bytes, which if you look on, if I swap back over to ProMotion, right, so for our character we want it to go it goes down, for each pixel down, it goes down 256, which is 1 in the high byte, or 1 in the low nibble of the high byte. So it goes 4000 and then 4100, 4200. So if we go back to our bit set, right, so we've got 3C, 42, A5, right, and what I'm going to do is I will leave that on there. Actually no, probably best doing it on here, and then you can see it with me. If I can probably move, can I shrink that down? I can, can't I? Yeah. Joys of modern technology. Right, so do 10 poke. Actually, if I move that a bit, you can still see me. Not that you want to, but you never know. And if I go back to C-Spec, 20 poke, shift 5, shift 4 to get the percent and the string, and then do 4100, comma, shift 5, shift 4, and then 42, 30 poke, percent string 4200, comma, percent string, and then A5, which we've got here. The A5 which we've got here. Not there. That one, that A5. Right. So A5, and then 40 poke 4300, comma, percent string 81. Right. 50. Right, what's the next line? Who's going to tell me? As you tell me, I will type it in. So you can hopefully follow in what's going on. Yeah, poke. Poke. String 400, comma, percent string A5. Next line is hold on, you're all getting it so far. Poke 599. Yep. $70. Who's going to be the first with the next line? Well done, Andrew. Again, you've definitely got this sorted, haven't you? And 80 poke. Yeah. Shift 5 and shift 4 for the percent and the string. Shift 5%, shift 4 the string, and control N for the comma. The last one is 4700, comma, string 3C. There you go. Thank you, Ian. Well done. Right, and if we run that, we should have a nice, happy, smiley face. Unless your screen's blown up. Sorry. Yay! Smiley face. Happy days. I just have it is just water, don't worry. The throat's getting a bit dry. Right. edit line is symbol shift 1 in 48k. It's cap shift 1. No. Cap shift 1 in 48k, yeah. You don't edit it, you just go up with the cursors in Next Basic. Yeah, I think with HDF GUI you can start. Let's see what it says. In the Next GUI you can do launch custom, which I think runs a batch file, and then you can do your own startup for it. I'll look into that more for the next tutorial. Yeah, it's caption 1. Or not on the 48. On the Next. Yeah, using the real Next. Well done, Matt. Hope it's working as it should do. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Matt. Gaz, has it, like, not just for Gaz but for all of you really, has this been helpful so far? Good. Got it as Adrian, thanks. Yeah, in Next Basics you just go up with the cursor. If I wanted to change the smiley face to a wink, we could change A5 to an A1. Not the first A5 because there's two A5s, and then run it and we get a pinky eye. And because we were using hex, that was a lot quicker to realise it was A1 instead of A5 than it would have been to do 161 instead of 165. And yes, I know A is 160, and as I've got in my table on the hex under the let me just remove go into OBS and move C-Spec window again, and just move that off screen for the moment. Over here and move me out the way. Over on this screen I've got let me just move my screen out of the way. Right, yeah, over here we have the upper nibbles and the decimal values and the binary values for that 0 to 15. So you can use this as a table for referencing. So if you want to copy this down for when you're doing your characters in here, this comes in handy. And having your binary and your decimal, although now that we can use hex in BASIC thanks to Gary Lancaster with Next Basic, we can just use the hash string, percentage string for doing hex numbers. So thank you for such an amazing addition, Gary, as always, because you've done so many additions to Next Basic. The amount of pleading I did with you to get you to add all the extra features. I know it was a lot of work that I've asked you to do for basically for free. It has been, I would say it's well worth the time and effort that you've put into it. You've done an amazing job with the Spectrum Next and Next Basic. The demos that people are coming up with are absolutely, I don't want to swear here, but absolutely amazing. And that is down to you and adding the extra features of the hardware to Next Basic, and it has made such a huge difference to the quality of what people are going to be able to do when they're learning in Basic. Because a lot of the years that I've been like doing talks and shows and stuff, and even through emails, people have asked me, how do you get stuff on the screen and how do you move it around, and to be honest, with the way the Spectrum screen is laid out, it's an absolute pain in the backside, especially if you want to scroll it like pixels left and right. It becomes a nightmare, especially for a beginner, and a lot of people will just give up because it is that hard. But with Next Basic and the hardware sprites that we've got on the Next and everything, we've got it to a point where it should be a lot easier for like all the newcomers to basically be able to pick up the Next and start playing on it and get really good results like quite quickly as well. And from the demos that we've seen online and the games that have come out in Basic, you'd never be able to do anything like that on a normal Spectrum, especially in Basic, and not running that fast and smooth. So anyway, back to our numbers. So you've got your hex here, your decimal here, your binary here, and hopefully you'll use that when you're making graphics for the old way. And I'm teaching the old way in case a lot of you want to go with the old way, but it also means that using hex, I had to teach you all that and the way the screen is on the Spectrum, because using hex, I hope the tutorial so far has opened your eyes a bit. It's not as scary as it looks, and it like here with the thirds, when it goes 4000 and then 4020, 4040, 4060, 4080, 4080, 40CO, and 40EO. Each of these, the second digit from the right, second digit has gone up by 2, and all the rest have stayed the same. And then when it jumps up another 2K, because each third of the screen is 2K, because the Spectrum screen is 6K in total for the just the bitmap without the attributes. And so each third is 2K, and then so when it goes to E, when it gets to 4100, it's the next pixel down, so it becomes. Hang on, let me just grab a colour so I can put a pixel down. Turn the grid off as well. And just zoom in. Right. There we go. Right, so when it gets to 4100, it fills in that line. For 200, it fills in this line. For 300, fills in this line. For 4, fills in this line. Right, so and you copy, like say you wanted to do 4080, so this line, but you wanted to do 4 pixels down, so it'd be 4, 4, and then 80 would get you 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pixel. Mouse is too responsive. Right, so that would get you that pixel there, that character, or that byte there. That would be 44A0. And so you can then when you get to 48, this is 48, and then this will be. Can anyone tell me what this address is? Without the pixel on the end. Can anyone tell me what that address is? Let me just have a look at the messages. Right, it does apply to the next if you're using the ULA, as Matt Davies just said. But if you're going straight to layer 2 and tile maps, which we'll be doing in a later session, then no, you don't use that. It's only if you're using the ULA screen. But like Matt again has just said, you're running before you walk. I need to teach you about numbers, bits and hex, because you need to know about memory and the fact how the numbers equate, so that when you see a lot of them in source, some of them will trigger memory for you. Like when I do a load HL, string 4000, I'm putting the HL register to the top left pixel of the screen, or top left byte of the screen. Yes, 4900. Correct. Yeah, Adrian, 4932 is hex, and 4932 would be 4849, and 32 would be another about here somewhere. Yeah, about there somewhere, I think. But what you can do is if you poke percent string 4932 comma percent string FF, it'll show you where exactly that will be on screen, because you're still within the 57 FF, which is the bottom of the screen, which is down here. If I could draw a straight line. Sensitivity is up too high on this mouse. There you go. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, so it's 4810. No, not 481, 4900. Sorry, not 4810. 4810B over here as well. Oh, beyond better than that is probably. Anyway. Yep. You can't for decimal. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when you know hex, and that's the reason I'm telling you about the numbers and hex, is it's easier to use hex than it is to use decimal, because especially with computers anyway, because you know that like the first, these bits are the high byte and this bit is the low byte. I wish it wouldn't keep setting every time we change the screen. Well, in a ProMotion, the size, the grid size changes back to 16. Right, can index increase hex values in next basic? What you can do, let me go back to basic and bring the basic window back in. Let me just bring the basic window back in. There you go. Right, right, so say go 90, let percent a, because we need it to be an integer, equal percent string. I don't have to do the percent on this side, do I? Need someone who's actually done basic, because I don't use basic that much because I'm more machine code. I think you don't have to do it on both sides. Let's try it anyway, so it'll help show any errors. Can I do that? No, I have to do it. Yeah, there we go. So, and then 100 for n equals 128 110 poke a comma poke percent a comma 255 120 let percent a equal percent a plus plus percent string 100. No, you don't need that there, do you? Yeah. So it's and then we should be able to do 130 next n. Right, for some of you that don't know what this is doing, I'll explain in a sec. I'll just run it. Now, hang on. We need to put 85 pause 0. Right. So that draws our little smiley face, and it'll wait for a key, which is the pause 0, and then all of a sudden it's filled it with 255s. So what it's done is it's let a equal 4000, and then for n equals 128 poke percent a comma 255, so it'll poke the value at 4000 to 255, and then it will let a equal a plus 100 hex, which is 1 in the high bit. If I move this over, yeah, which is 1 in the high bit. Where are we? So basically what we're doing is we're adding 1 in the high byte, sorry, adding 1 to the high byte, which is 100 adds 1 to the high byte. If we added if say we added 400, it would add 4 to the high byte, so it would go there, and then so it would go 4000, and then it go 400. There you go. 400, and then it go up, so it go up in 8. So there's an 8. Here we go. And then 4. It's a C. There we go. 4C100, etc. And then it would go. So the problem with that is then you would start writing in C1000, which is 5C1000, which is off the end of the screen because 5AE0 is the top there, and so 5AFF is 57FF is the bottom bit there, and then 5800, which is this one, is the top 8x8 character in the attributes, and then 5A is this character in the attributes, and then 5B is this character in the attributes, and 5BFF is here in the attributes. So 5C is part of the what used to be the printer buffer in the 128, and it's in the 48K it's an unused 256 byte array, so that would be okay there. Yeah, that'd be okay there on a 48, but on the next it is used. I can't remember what it's used for on the next, whether it is a printer buffer or what, I don't know, I can't remember. I'd have to check the manual, or maybe Gary can tell, or Tim. Right, where are we up to? Let's just have a look at the messages so I'm not missing out on things. Yes, as Tim said, using the hex really helps when you're using memory and paging in and out. That's why I made sure that this first one is been mainly to get people used to hex and how it works, so you're not afraid of it, so it's not like oh no, he's using hex. It is just like numbers, and it's a lot easier than numbers actually. When you start using them, you'll appreciate it, and you'll understand that actually it is easier than numbers when it comes to using them with computers. Yeah, you would soon get bored of. I remember back in the day using BASIC. Me and my good mate Dave Wharton, and like he'd be doing graphics and he'd be drawing them on paper, and then we'd have to type them in BASIC in binary, and yeah, it was a lot of typing just to get a number up. Like that number, the 01101100 would just be 6C, so it's a lot easy. Yeah. As Tim's just said, Tim's 6C is much easier. So, right, where are we up to now? Done bits, and we've done the screen layout. And are you okay with that? Do you want me to explain what the basic program is that I wrote, or have people sort of grasped it? This for next is just like a little loop counter, and is the register that we use to count from 1 to 8, and then it'll do whatever is inside in between the for and this next, which is why it's called the for next loop. It'll do this poke 8 times, and it will add 256 or string 100 to A 8 times. So it'll do the poke, add 100, do the poke, add 100, do the poke, add 100, and so on until n has got to 8. Yep. Yes. Because otherwise converting your number to a floating point number would be very slow. For a Z80 anyway. Yeah, if you get a memory like memory dump or go into the debugger. Yeah, I'll probably do that on this now actually, can't we? Make sure it's gone into it. If I zoom this window up, put this window up here and zoom in. And can you see? Right, is that clear enough? No, it's too big. Hold on. Just about sit. This bottom section is a bit thinny. Actually, if I, this is where it all messes up now, isn't it? I need to make this bigger, don't I? Yep. And if I scroll this up, there we go. Right. So if I do M5. 5 and then scroll down a bit. See. Is it 5D? I can't even remember where the basic starts. Actually, I've just gone past 7 now. It starts at, because you can see the 4000 in the hex values. Right, so if we do 5C D0. Right, so we've got all our poke 4000, 3C and everything, and then see after the here for we've got our 4n equals 1, and then it's OE, the next 5 digits. Or is it these? No, it's these ones, isn't it? Yeah, it has put it as a. I can't remember. The way it's stored is it's 5 bytes make up a Mantica float. If I've got that wording right, and probably, yeah. Sometimes, because these are just normal integers, if I go into the basic and change it to 1.5, and then we go to F8 again, see the where are we? Yeah, the 1.5 then has the OE, which is the number thingy to say the next 5 bytes is a number, and then it's got 8140 and then 000, and then 5 bytes is what makes the floating point number, and then the maths side of the basic converts or uses that float and uses that to count and add when it uses floats rather than integers, which is a new thing that we added, or pestered Gary to add to Next Basic. The fact that we can use ints now helps speed basic up dramatically, because it doesn't have to process the number as much from the float, which is a lot more time processor heavy than doing it as an integer. Right, shrink this back down to a usual size. That needs to go back up. C-spec. Right, so let's see where we're up to in the chat. Yeah, I don't want to talk about basic and decimal numbers now. Yeah, is the number tag. Thanks, Ped. And it is way too complicated. It's a whole other video. Very big rabbit hole that was. So yeah, that's one best leaving for now anyway. And that's 2 hours. Do we want to leave it here and wait for the next one when the next one is, either in a week or two? Or do you want any more explanation on the way the screen's laid out and bits and nibbles? Anyone got any questions? Yeah, thank you. Well, at least I got the main thing, the main point of the issue that I wanted to get across is the fact that Hex is your friend. It's not some scary alien number system. It is really good to use. It's very handy for programming, and especially the way the Spectrum screen's laid out, it helps an awful lot. I'm glad you all liked it. I hope it's been useful, and I look forward to doing the next one. Like I say, if you've got any questions about today's episode, let me know. Right, you want me to? So I'll try and find the link to this the screen third stock. What do you want? Do you want me to share the image that I create? These 3 images that I've got, or do you want me to find a doc that actually lays out the screen itself? Yeah, I should probably. I don't have time for Discord. I've got that many messages on like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and and then add in Slack and then add in Discord. I just don't have time for everything. But yeah, I'll try and get more active on the Discord group. Someone add me to the SpecNext Discord group if I'm not already on it. I'm probably already on it, but just haven't had a chance to look at it properly. Thank you, Jez. I'm glad everyone's liking it, and Dean and Adrian. Yeah, I will. I'll get the screens laid up for you. Or a simpler version, yeah. I'll probably do is I'll probably add a basic program that helps show it out as well before the next tutorial. What we'll do with the next tutorial, I think, is maybe look at the sprite editor, and what I'll do is I'll do a tutorial on the sprite editor, and maybe if should be able to get that done within an hour, and then maybe have the second hour as using tile maps on layer 2. No, I wasn't playing some do you want to see Midnight Resistance? Hey. I'm glad you thought it was well explained, Dave, and it means a lot, because I was breaking it thinking, will this be like informative enough? Because like I say, I've not done any like work behind it. It's just the only work I've done was setting up them screens to how I wanted it. It was to save me drawing all the numbers and everything beforehand, so I just laid it out ready, so it was ready to go, and we could put a little graphic together to make a graphic together and get you guys understanding the bits, bytes and nibbles and hex, which I think by the look of it we've done pretty well, and you've all followed it well and ready to go on the next session. Glad your nephew had fun, gamer. Yeah, you Blue 552, you're welcome to my time. I know Enrique did like sort of spring this on me, he was like, Jim, I'll do a tutorial. So, oh, thanks. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. I mean, like when I started with the Next and started adding features, the whole point of me adding the features in the first place was to make it useful for beginners, so that they could learn, they could get the same buzz and the instant feedback off screen when you're doing stuff, when you're programming the Next, when you're learning, because having the buzz of doing something yourself and exploring like what you've learned and like I want people to have a play with the images and the 8x8 grid that we did, and make up your own little 8x8 images and get them printed on the screen, and even share them on the Facebook group if you want. That would be great, just so that I know that like people have really understood it and got on well with it and know what they're doing and ready for the next one. That's awesome, Gamer Eyes. Yeah, I enjoyed computers at school, apart from the computer teacher like not liking me playing games much. He said, oh, you'll never get anywhere of playing games. 30 odd years later, I'm still here playing games and making games. So enjoy playing games at school, wherever your name is, Gamer Rise's nephew. Or was it nephew? Yeah, nephew. John Blythe Talk Nibbles has made me a bit hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry for bites. Yeah, I'm glad, Matt. I'm glad to hear that a 10-year-old's getting this, because it was the whole point of getting the next generation to be able to program on the Next as well as the Spectrum. And like I say, when I was growing up and programming on Specky, getting something up on the screen and getting it moving about and everything, that was great. It was just, even though it was in BASIC or on ZX81, in BASIC, getting things moving around on the screen with the keys, QAOP, it was just a huge buzz, and being able to think, wow, I've got that moving around on the screen. And I know it doesn't look like much nowadays compared to like with an Xbox game or a high-end PC game or a PS5 game or wherever, but it's something that you've done and created yourself, so it's a good buzz. I like it. I enjoy making games, and hopefully the next generation will, even the older generation of who missed out on the Specky the first time around, hopefully some of you will get to use these tutorials to make some games, and who knows, be able to sell some Next games, or even just sharing them in the Next group. That would be great. I'd love to see any of the games that you do when we eventually get to that point where we can make games. Let's see more comments. Retro Robbins, let us know when the next is. Oh, the next episode. It'll probably be either. I'm thinking of doing every other Sunday, because that way it'll give me a bit of time to prep some art. Because I'm not overly quick with art, and I'm going to be doing sprites, so it'll be nice to be able to just say here's some I loaded earlier. When we come to doing it, otherwise you'll just be sitting here watching me draw a square block and get that moving around on the screen, and probably won't be as good as if we have something else. Art, yes, Lottie, you can do me some art, can you? Hint, hint. Did you enjoy it, Lottie? Sundays AM, good for you, right? Okay, so I'll try and keep it with 2 p.m. on Sunday, or every other Sunday, and see how it goes. As long as you're not too busy with your schoolwork, Lottie, I don't want it to interrupt with you because you're doing your exams and everything. As long as you've got time to do it, that would be great. If not, no worries. There's plenty of other artists I can hassle. Well, that's why I decided to, Gaz Marshall. That's why I decided to do Sundays, because it's usually a quiet day for most people. I know some people work weekends, but for a good percentage of the people, Sunday is a quiet day. Coley, good to see you, mate. Yes, it's recorded. I will save, once I've finished this stream, I will save it and it should go into my group. I'm glad you liked it, Lottie. Richard Faulkner, Sunday sounds great. That's excellent. Lottie, don't worry about your code being a sieve with your brain being a sieve with code. Whose brain is a sieve? Mine is at the moment. But yeah, that's you'll be fine, Lottie. Don't worry. Yeah, chip off the old block. She is. She's awesome. It's better than she lets on. Duncan Corpse, very pleasant watch. Thank you. I've got a talent for remote tuition. I haven't done it before, actually. It was strange not seeing people's, like, only getting to see people's feedback in the small live chat bit on the stream. That was strange because, like I say, it's the first time I've done a live YouTube like interaction thing where people are talking back. Normally, any live stuff that I did back in 2016, I think it was I just did it. I was just doing a test live stream, and I was doing VTime or something. I can't remember what it was now. Zoom classes with baggers. I thought it was the code along with baggers, like paint along with Nancy Kaminsky or whatever her name was. She was a painter doing art. I'm a coder. Do you like to code along with baggers? So like I say, I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Probably good to keep it at 2 hours, because then it's not, although it's a long time, it's not too, like, there's not too much to take in. Because like, if we'd have gone on for, like, say 4 hours or something, it would be an awful lot, and my throat would probably be red raw by the end of it. What brass of code. Yeah, so I hope it was clear enough. I'm trying to, when I'm explaining things, I'm trying to keep it non-technical so that it's more understandable. I found that people who, when they explain things and explain it in technical detail, it just gets lost far too easily with beginners. So when I've tried to explain things, I hope it's come across easy enough for beginners without going too technical. I'm going to try and keep it in that way because I think it's easier for beginners to learn, because they don't have to know a jargon or be technical ways of doing things. What I'm going to do when we start doing coding is it's not going to be optimized. It's just going to be the specific regions that we're doing, or specific functions that we're doing. just so that it's not too intense, not too like you can optimize the hell out of things where the code becomes unreadable because you optimize the pixel address routine on the original Spectrum. You're shifting bits around and all sorts. What we will probably do when we come to do that, we'll probably add them together. You'll get to see it as I show you. It'll be slower, but it'll still be fast because it'll be machine code, obviously. But it will help you, hopefully help you understand what we're doing with the numbers and how we're getting to the specific thirds, and instead of just rotating left with carry A like 3 times and XORing it with C7 or whatever it is, and then it's just a lot easier to do it a simple way. And then once you get the grasp of how things work, then you'll be able to optimize things later. So like I say, if we keep it simple the whole way through and not overcomplicate things, hopefully it'll be a lot easier to understand. Is this the same lesson? Is what the same lesson, Dave? Same lesson as the numbers? No, the next lesson will be, each lesson will be a progress from the last lesson. Flash, I don't care. You can struggle at C-Spect install. I know you can code anyway, so you probably don't need this. Probably. I'm joking. You don't need these lessons. Must be C-Spect. Still, you can write your own next emulator. Yeah. Yeah. You say goodbye. No, you say goodbye. And just making sure everything. I just want to check to make sure no one's got any questions or anything that's stuck on apart from Flash. If he's stuck on the Rust install, he can struggle, or he can go to the back of the classroom and put his head to the wall. The children are hungry. Yes, I know. I know you're joking, Lottie, because we had food just before the video. That's why my stomach hasn't been grumbling. Yes, list of reference material. I'll be adding. In fact, I'll add the BMPs if I can. Can you add BMPs to a YouTube comment? If not, I'll put a link to them. I'll zip them up and put them on the Spectrum Next Facebook group, and then put a link to the file. Or just put the BMPs up in Spectrum Next Facebook group. Then put a link to the images on the YouTube video. I've already put a link to the video, a link to the install for the GUI and Odin, and we didn't get round to doing any Odin yet, but that will be soon. So sorry, Matt, for making you rush just before this video, but at least we can give it a good testing before we go live with it anyway. So I hope you don't mind. But yeah, I think it would probably be best to do that because we've already gone 2 hours, nearly 2 hours 20 minutes, and then we can start with Odin, maybe the one after, or maybe the one after that actually, because we'll be doing sprites next and tiles, and then we'll possibly do some machine code after that. actually, what we might do is do some sprites, and what we'll do is we won't do the layer 2 stuff yet. We'll just do sprites, and then we'll use basic to get those sprites on the screen, and then what we'll do is we'll use Odin to do the exact same thing but in machine code, and I will hopefully explain the machine code bit and the basic while we're doing it, and it'll only be small routines anyway, so it should be okay. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Right, is there any more questions before we finish this up for the day, or for the weekend? Yeah, Adrian would be getting us right on the screen. Dave East, hey, good to see you, mate. Really enjoyed this gym, missing the shows and stuff. Like your and stuff like you do makes up for it. Yeah, I've been missing the shows. Even Lotta's been missing the shows as well. She said the other week, I miss doing the shows. So I don't know why, but I miss them. I said, yeah, it's strange. It's a really good social event. I really enjoy doing the shows. And thanks to COVID, we end up having to not do them, which is a pain, but it's best safe than sorry. And hopefully things will turn around at some point next year, and eventually it'll go away and we'll be able to start doing shows again, which would be great. So Coley, yeah, I'll put the links up in the video description. Let's see if it needs some detailed explanation. Yes, Adrian, what I'll be doing is I'll try and make it as like minimalistic as possible, so that we're just doing what we're doing in the basic, but in machine code. It'll just be, to start off with, we'll just get a sprite going across the screen in basic, and then we'll do the same in machine code. And then what we'll probably do, if we've got time, which I think we should be able to, is I'll try and get it so that we can do the Inky string and read the keyboard in machine code and get it to move around the screen, get the same sprite to move around the screen, but using the keys, QAOP. That's the plan anyway. Or I might even use the cursors, since we have some nice cursor keys all lined up on the next. So does that sound okay for week after next? Yeah, the Spectrum Next software's like just come up in leaps and bounds. Pre-coding something we can copy and download. Or yeah, well the thing with yeah, all right, I'll do that then. I'll do basic, where it's got it moving around the screen, a sprite moving around the screen, and then I'll do the same in machine code, and then I'll have a program moving around the screen, moving the sprite around the screen with the keys, and do the same in machine code. So we'll have 4 programs for you to load and copy into the using the GUI into the SD image, or just copying one to the SD card yourself if you're using a real Spectrum. Excellent. Retro Miners Bromborough, just round the corner. So the stream's not gone very far then to get to you. Although it's probably gone round the world to get to you, actually. That's great, Richard Faulkner. Glad you're looking forward to it. Yeah, I see what you mean, Adrian, about it not being intuitive on a PC because you haven't got the key graphics on for like what's what with the symbols, like Control Z being colon and so on. So yeah, if a pre-type the programs in and then you can load them in yourself when you get. What I'll do is I'll put them on Facebook prior to doing it. Maybe I'll do it on the Saturday. Maybe Saturday lunchtime or something. Get them all uploaded ready for the show on the Sunday. Yeah, Tim Grellock's Contagion is in BASIC. It's impressive, isn't it? Like I said earlier, the stuff that Gary's done with the next BASIC has improved like over the original Spectrum BASIC, like you would not believe, and it's to the point that you can make a game, a decent playable game in BASIC on the next, and it'd be really good fun and enjoyable and not slow and sluggish like they used to be in BASIC. Like even, well, look at the Football Manager. When it used to play a game, that used to be really no, it was doing the leagues, wasn't it? When it was doing the league, calculating the leagues, it was really slow. But when you put it into 28 megahertz mode, it just does a hell of a lot faster. So yeah, some team, isn't it? That's excellent. So is it running a 14? Is it? Elfie UK, there's some people been playing around with 3D. It'd be nice to do something. I mean, I know isometric isn't really 3D in the way I think you're meaning, where you're doing filled polys. But yeah, head over heels is going to be isometric, so there is going to be some, and Kev has been doing the what's it called, Melchior's Mansion, which is like a attic attack type thing in isometric, and that's great. I'm looking forward to that when that comes out. Yeah, very true. But yeah, as and can be then used to do other things without getting bogged down. When it comes to 3D, one thing I can never get my head around is calculating the XYZ points. Yeah, especially with Z80, you have to use like fixed point maths, so it's working and making sure you get the bits where your units are, and then you float your actual fraction, making sure that you then, when you've done like a multiply of them both, you shift it back down so that the bits are in the right place. As Tim said, a lot of games when doing scaling and stuff or whatever, a lot of the things are pre-calculated lookup tables, because it's quicker to do a lookup table than it is to calculate them on the fly. So like when you're dividing position, especially with the next, because you've got like a meg or 768K or 1792K, or was it 1972K? I can't remember what it is now. When you've got the next, you've got all that extra memory. So to do like to use 64K on a table is kind of like a no-brainer, because if you're saving a hell of a lot of time doing just for like a 64K divide table, so you can get like pretty much instantaneous answers from a divide, then you'd do it. You wouldn't think twice about having to now if you're doing a lot of divides, especially like you would in a 3D game, then you'd have a big table for pre-calculated values just for speed, because when you're doing 3D there's a lot of filling, especially with the screen in layer 2 is 48K, or if you use the 320 by 256 mode, it's actually 80K just for the screen. So that's an awful lot of real estate an awful lot of memory to fill. How did Elite do it? I don't know, I haven't looked at the Elite source code yet, so especially the Specky version, I haven't looked at that. I don't even know if anyone's got it, or don't even know if it's available. I'd imagine that there'd have been some lookup tables. Yeah, I enjoyed the ST version of Virus. That was good. It was a good game. I think the next will probably do a good version of that. I don't see why it should be able to get a decent speed for that, doing something like that. Even if it used a 16 colour mode, or if it used low res would probably do well as well, because it could fill the screen quite quick with that. Yeah, that would be easy. Ben, thank you. Using the keymap.script for the keymap. Yeah, scalable vectors. Alpha UK4 Doom might be pushing it. There's Wolfenstein. Yeah, I was going to do Midnight Resistance, wasn't I? Let me see if I can get Midnight Resistance up on it. Music in the head now for some reason. There we go. That should come up. Has it? Has it come up? There we go. Let me make it bigger on screen. Right, so this is what I've got so far. Right, the offsets for the sprites are wrong. Like you can see on his body is further over to the right than it should be. and like when you shoot the bullets plus the sprites now, well, hardware sprites, is the offsets for them haven't put the tables in for them. The baddies are now, and the Jeep, that's a hardware sprite. The keys are hardware sprites as well. As you can see, there's more than 2 colours. The death frame hasn't been put in for the right values for the frame. What else? I've got these baddies here, which I'll let next one. And then we have 3 more baddies, dropping keys, and then we have the big tank. And that's all hardware sprites as well at the moment. And that is, the offsets for that are off. The explosions, as you can see, are hardware sprites as well, and these hardware sprites but the wrong images. Well, that's as far as I've got so far with that. Let's see. Yeah, early luck as a reward. Tim, I suppose you want to... Is it alright if I show this? Yeah, it is. Matt Daly, do you mind if I show you know what? Are you there, Matt Daly? If he's not here, then he won't see it, so he won't mind us showing it. Mike Daly, where are you? Can you hear that? Just need to do the AI on the baddies yet. Yep, it has audio. And then please don't shoot dogs, it's not nice. This is just a game, remember. Please don't shoot people either, even if they are Nazis. What's this? Oh, the secret doors work. Yeah, this is level 3. This is thingy 3. Lesson 3. Yeah, once we've got a sprite on the screen, you can teach how to program it. No, I'm not going to teach to program this. This is a lot of hard work. This will be like session 2 million. Yeah, it probably is. Hopefully. He's buggered off, hasn't he? Yeah, you can stab from miles away. I need to fix that. So I've got quite a bit done on the layout. Wolfenstein. Yes, that Andrew Fox, that is running at 28 megahertz. What else should we show? Since we've I can't show the football because I was in the middle of changing stuff on that one, because I was sorting the sprites, so I can't show the football one yet. Is this one? Yeah. Ignore the music. But this is what I've got so far. Go behind the doors, in front and behind. Behind the windows and in front. That's the first level. The graphics are being coloured in. Hopefully we get some levels off John. I had some feedback from John. He's been ill, so he's not had much time, but hopefully he'll get better soon. And I don't want to go into any details of what it is. I'm sure if he wants to let people know, he'll let people know. But he was ill, and he seems to be getting on the mend, and hopefully we'll be able to carry on with the layouts and stuff. But yeah, we've got something up and running on Head Over Heels, because that's yet another Kickstarter stretch goal that needs to be doing. That's Z sorted, Ped. The sprites are Z sorted on that at the moment. We probably will end up masking them on some of the levels that have more sprites in, or more objects on screen, because the objects are quite big. They're 32 by 32, well 24 by 24, but as sprites they fit in the 32 by 32. So that means 4 of them to make one object, and so that means out of the 128 sprites we've got use of, we can only use 32 4x4 sprites out of the 128 that we've got. So it's going to be probably, well, I have to have a think about which way we do it. Probably end up masking the sprite when you go behind things and have the static stuff just drawn on the background. Retro Robins, that looks great. Was that on Wolfenstein or was that on Head Over Heels? Head Over Heels will be coloured in, so it'll look a hell of a lot better than it does in that little demo, because that's just the old black and white graphics. Some of them had been coloured in slightly just to see what it would look like by me copying some old ST graphics, just to see what it would look like. Obviously we're getting an artist to do it properly, because I'm no artist. Wolfenstein, yeah, Wolfenstein is good, but it's taking a little backstage at the moment while we get I got the tutorial sorted and Head Over Heels, and the football game needs doing and stuff. So yeah, all good. Invisible colour sprites preserving current pixels. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But it's, yeah, the FPGA is way too full. So no, we don't want that to take up any valuable space that we need for anything else that we need going in. Yeah, that's the DACs are being used for the sound. I'm gonna use Mike's 4 channels, 4-channel audio DAC samples playing in the background, so that we can have, at the moment it's just one sample playing in the background, but we're going to use the 4 sample driver that he wrote, so we'll be able to have the gunshot as well as him going so the gunshot can like have a bit reverb on it maybe, and like if there's other thing, like if there's a door closing behind you, that'd play at the same time as the gunshot as well, whereas at the moment it can't. I don't know if you heard the doors opening and closing behind you, because they close behind you like a couple of seconds after you've gone through them. Zab, that's a funny idea, I like that. Maybe might actually use that for something, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Been thinking about an idea, so yeah, maybe, who knows, you never know. Yeah, I think Mike Daly's buggered off. It's like, no, he's using C-Spec, they don't want to see it blow up. And Mike, if you're watching now, C-Spec doesn't blow up, not much, not often anyway. It is actually pretty stable, to be honest, surprisingly. It has a load of people use it, and it's really good. I'm not just saying that. He's not standing just there with a gun pointing at me, no. Right, anyway, I don't think there's anything else to show at the moment, and plus we want to save things for a later date. And you've all seen, have you seen, nearly finished this on, I'll show you one more game. Nearly finished this. When it comes up, there we go. That's wrong. Is that because it's full screen? No, it's because it's. Is that still full screen? There we go. Yeah. This will be on RAM sometime soon. Ah, no. Took a chance. Always do it. Take a chance when you go on them sinking runs. Not once when you dive. It's always a pain to get that end one. And that's it. I think we shall call that a day, I think. Any more questions before we close up? Because, like, we're getting on for 3 hours now. Yeah, Mike. And everyone else, have a good evening and enjoy what's left of your weekend. And do have a go at the playing around with the pokes and on the screen and drawing little characters and getting used to, just have a play, get used to the hex digits. Trust me, they will be worth like knowing them, because they are so useful when you're programming. I can't stress that high enough. It's just a lot easier using hex numbers than it is using decimal. And it's easy in binary because you're not having to type all the digits. So, yep. Have a good evening, and I shall see you online. If you have any questions, either put them on here or on the in the comments on the actual video itself, or grab me on Facebook. And see you soon, Dave. Take it easy, bro. My love to you and Anna, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon, eh? Bloody COVID. We should go away so we can go and do things again. Yeah, dinner time for everyone as well, Retro Robbins. You're welcome, Graham Payman. And Gaz, thanks, means a lot. I'm glad it was helpful. And hopefully the first of many tutorials. I hope the rest is as useful as this one. Stay safe and wipe your keys, yeah. But if it's only you touching them, it doesn't matter because it's only you. You're not spreading them to yourself because you've already got it. If you've got it, and if you haven't got it, you haven't got it. See you soon, Tim. Take it easy, bud. See you later, Jason, Coley. Bye all. Take it easy. Right, let's end the stream and see if I can save it. Bye.